Alright, so welcome back guys. If it's your first time here, I'm Vision here, Runner here because in our video, today I'm going over some big news regarding the Power Rangers franchise, more specifically the upcoming Disney Plus reboot series. Now, Power Rangers, want your instant over there, hit subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon, there's some more Power Rangers content from me, moving forward. Now let's begin. Now, the big news regarding the upcoming Disney Plus show is that, from rumors I have heard, is it is going to be taking inspiration in regards to its story from the Boom Studios Go Power Rangers comic series. Now, I just want to state this right here. This is a rumor. I always say take rumors of a grain of salt. This is coming from I think it's Mega Power Rangers or Power Rangers Brazil over on Twitter. I'll leave the link down below as well, so you can go check it out. But yeah, from what the rumors are saying, that it's going to take inspiration from Go Power Rangers comics, and it's also, from what I've understand, going to focus more on the Rangers' everyday life, their relationships, them being Rangers, all those things connected, and how like their everyday lives affects them as Power Rangers, which I really like. I like this idea as a story. For the most part, in the history of PR, they mainly focus on them being Rangers. We don't really see them in their everyday lives. Here and there we will. So I think having a story take place where you also see their everyday lives offers a lot of good story, because it allows you to, develop these characters more. You get to see more of these characters. I know I'm probably in the minority, but I always feel like I prefer seeing them just as regular people rather than morphed and fighting, because I feel like you get more character development and get to know the characters more when they're just in their civilian, stuff, doing whatever they usually do, than being in their ranger suits and, in the Megazords. Plus, a lot of times there's stunt doubles in those suits, so it's like the Rangers aren't really there. But giving them time to have, this different type of development with their backstory, relationships, family, romantic, all these things, balancing a job with being a ranger. We have seen that before, though. There are these things that you don't usually do a PR that I think works very well, if that can work very well this new series. Again, we don't know how long the episodes are going to be. They could be half hour like usual. They could be an hour. I really hope they move up to an hour. That would be a great and ideal kind of thing to do. Again, I don't know what their overall plans are that way, but it does sound interesting, especially given like kind of the also like what we had heard is the kind of concept of like this being a mysterious like phenomenon or whatever in this town. So I think that also works very well, their everyday lives, and exploring that as well with them being Rangers. I think that, with the also taking inspiration for the comics, there are a lot of different stories you could tell from the comics. Right now, it's saying that they're going to take inspiration from Go Power Rangers, which is fine. Again, that's only a 32-issue series. So, eventually they will run out of story kind of there. But also, it does connect to the Ward Draken story from the original run of MMPR comics. So maybe it'll also delve into the original run. You can get like a Draken story arc. You can get like a Beyond the Grid, Dark Ranger arc, Omega Ranger arc, all stuff like that. There are a lot of different possibilities. The Solar Rangers they could adapt into live action. There's a lot of different things that they could do with the franchise adapting the comics. So many great story arcs. We could actually get a live action Draken. Again, that'd be a tricky one to cast, given the fact that we did get a little thing of JDF as Draken as a short little YouTube video kind of thing. It would be a little weird to get someone that's not JDF, but I think given the fact that it's a new universe, new world, it could be pulled off in a good way. Since, JDF doesn't have this history of the character, they could kind of get an actor to play a new Tommy who doesn't have to live up to the expectations of the original actor in JDF. But, that's another thing that's a possibility. I do hope that what they do here, if this is the case, even if this isn't the case, I really hope they put this new Ranger series in its own different dimension. That way it offers the possibility to do like crossovers with, say, the Prime Universe. Like you could have, a crossover where, say, Arzak and Trini, or not Arzak, or not Trini, like Kat and Rocky and them like team up and go help fight the Drac in there. I think that'd be a really cool thing to do. This will also offer some maybe good anniversary stuff. If depending on when this comes out, we know it's supposed to be, filming starting in January 2026. Again, I will yell this till I'm blue in the face because I know a lot of people when I make these videos will yell, "Power Rangers dead. This is not happening." I will say this till I'm blue in the face again. They have already booked a filming location in London, so that it confirms that this is actually going ahead and moving forward in in the near future, because you can't just like show up on a filming location one day and just say, "Hey, we're here to film, move out." You have to film, you have to book those locations ahead of time, and then if you don't use them, the company ends up losing money. So like I'm almost 99.999% sure this is 100% happening and going to happen. When it comes out is another question in and of itself, but like I said, there's a 99.99 chance this is going to be the case. This is what we're getting. It's strange, though, that we still haven't got a cast since, all these rumors are going around, but I'm assuming maybe they'll be released at New York Comic Con. I feel like that's the last big event. I don't think there's another con scheduled pre-January 2026, so it's kind of weird unless they decide to drop it on some like random day. I don't know, it just feels weird that we haven't got a cast. We had heard that they have the showrunners. Sounds like they're working on the scripts right now. Again, Amy Jo said she'd want to come back and write and produce. We don't know what's going on with that. Casting has to be underway right now. I don't know why we haven't heard anything. There have been no leaks, no rumors. Again, PR isn't like Marvel or DC where you get a lot of leaks or rumors. There's not a whole lot of eyes on this. So maybe that's why we haven't gotten a lot of leaks or rumors as to who they might be casting. But I'm sure we'll probably get that soon. It's just weird that we haven't gotten it yet. And they're supposed to be filming in January and September right now. So it just feels strange that we haven't gotten anything like that. But that could change. Maybe like this week we get news regarding casting or something like that. But like I say, take this with a grain of salt. Rumors are just rumors for right now. They could, pan out in the future. This could just be them trying to figure out what they want to do and, scrap the ideas. So just because, I say this is what their plan is, doesn't mean it's going to be ultimately be their overall plan and what actually is adapted and put to the screen. Like I said, there are tons of times that like you hear these rumors, especially if you look at Marvel and DC, like you hear these crazy rumors and then none of them actually pan out to be true. This actually makes sense that they would do this. I know a lot of people have been wanting, them to go back to Sentai seasons, or they're tired of MMPR. I saw that in my last video. Again, MMPR sells, it's always going to be the one thing that they promote. Kind of makes sense, again, that they would take inspiration from the comics then. So, it's all of those things combined into one. You take what sells good. The comics have had pretty much a solid run. I don't think there's ever been like controversy or big like hullabaloo's over like a comic arc or a comic character. I think for the most part, it's had a solid run with no complaints. So I think that taking the comics is another great way. We had heard rumors originally that they didn't want to go back to Sentai footage. I know a lot of people were disappointed in that. I honestly didn't really care. I could have gone 50-50 with that. I think that, I know it wasn't everybody's cup of tea, but I think Cosmic Fury did do a good job kind of sticking with OG kind of stuff. They did adapt to Zords, but for the most part, everything else was pretty much original footage. So, I thought they did a solid job there, so I was open to, original content. But, doing the comics, I'm good with that. I think that's a smart move to go. Yes, is it MMPR? But like I said in my last video, MMPR sells, so we're always going to get that. So, I think this is a solid move to go. We'll have to see what plans they do, what arcs they may choose, see what happens with casting. I'm very excited. We should get that stuff coming soon. So if you want to get updates for the reboot series as they come out. Definitely hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss it. I know a lot of you all aren't subscribed to my channel who watch my videos, so please, if you would like and want to keep up to dates, take those 5 seconds, hit that subscribe button, and hit that thumbs up button. That way you don't miss any more of my my update videos regarding the reboot series moving forward. But back to it. We have PR, in this limbo state. I think adapting the comics, and you could kind of make that also like this big moment, this big kind of advertisement based kind of thing where you could do good advertising, like showing that the comics, they could even do like say like they go with this kind of like marketing move where they work with Boom Studios to help them promote the new show. They seem like they have a good solid relationship with Boom Studios, so I think they could do a lot of like crossover content and events there. Again, we'll just have to see what they want to do, but I think those are some possibilities that they could do with PR moving forward. But those are just my thoughts, opinions. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Do you like the idea of them taking inspiration from the comics? Are you mad? Do you wish they would have done original footage? Do you wish they would have done Sentai footage? Do you wish they would have stuck to something different than MMPR? I don't know what arcs or comic stories would you like to see them adapt into the live action show if they do adapt the comics? I know all that good stuff in the comment section down below. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts, opinions on the recent news regarding the upcoming Power Rangers reboot series on Disney Plus, possibly taking inspiration for the story from the Boom Studios comics. As always, if you like this video, don't forget the big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit subscribe button down below. Hit that bell icon. This is more Power Rangers content from me moving forward. And go for me on Instagram, Twitter, which are linked in the section on my YouTube channel. As always, I'm Vision Entertainment. I'll see you next time.